Scoring points is the name of the game. As coaches, we all love great offenses. But then again, I do know that my best football teams were built around my defense. Like many schools, we run a stacked defense. We like it because of its versatility. There are many versions of the stacked defense being run today. Some good, bad, and ugly. Our goal was to simplify this defense and make it easy yet effective for our kids. We don't claim to be experts in this defense, but we do feel that the system we've created is simple yet effective and is easy to teach. It can be run on the youth levels, and at the same time it is sophisticated enough to be run on the varsity high school level. Our defense is called the 521 stack. The basis of our defense are our 5 linebackers. We don't give them names, we give them numbers. As you can see, both inside backers are 2, both outside backers are 5, and the middle backer is 1. We will use these numbers and these number combinations to dictate what we do on defense. The 521 stack defense is basically built around 5-2 principles with an extra linebacker. We've also based it on gap control. Our defensive linemen do shoot gaps at times, but their main job is to take on the offensive tackles in the center and force double teams so our linebackers can flow. Our linebackers, as we stated before, don't have any names. They have numbers, and that is how we call our stunt game. We run 4 basic packages. We run 3 basic coverages, and our coverages are based on the stunts that we run. For our purpose today, we're not going to talk about technique or go into details. We're just basically going to cover the basics of the 521 stack defense. Without getting into too much detail, we always start our kids in the 521 base. The rest of our defense will stem from this alignment. As you can see, our nose lines up in an eye technique, our eye to eye with the center. Our 2 defensive ends align in a 5 technique, our eye to eye with their offensive tackles. Our number 1 middle linebacker aligns 4 yards off the line of scrimmage in an eye technique behind the nose. Both our number 2 inside linebackers align in 5 techniques behind their ends, 4 yards off the line of scrimmage. Our number 5s will align depending upon whether or not they have a tight end. If there is a tight end to your side of the field, number 5 will align 2 yards outside the tight end and 2 yards off the line of scrimmage. If there is no tight end, number 5 will basically align 4 yards outside the offensive tackle and 4 yards off the line of scrimmage. The reason we start our kids in base front is because we want our 3 down linemen to learn how to attack and read the people in front of them. What about personnel? On our defense, we do not flip-flop our personnel. We would like to be able to flip-flop our 5s, but last year we didn't. We just feel it's much better for kids to play one position in a defense, and they become much better at it, and they're less confused. Now let's look at our base a little bit. Our tight end determines strength. The tight end is on the left side of the defense, therefore the strong side is our left side. Now, strength will determine what our defensive line does. Our defensive ends will slant to the weak side shoulder of the offensive tackle in base. The nose will slant and attack the strong side shoulder of the center. Now this does a couple of things. It forces our defensive linemen to attack and to read the man in front of them. It also allows for our number 1 middle linebacker to flow freely to the strong side of the field. Now as you can see, both our outside linebackers are 5, both our inside linebackers are 2, and our middle linebacker is 1. We will use a 2-digit number to call our stunts. For example, a 52, or an 02, or an 05. The first number is always left side. The second number is always right side. Let's take a look at a 2-stunt call out of our base. We call this base 52, cover 1. First thing we need to know, call strength. The tight end is to the left, so it's strong left. That determines what our defensive line does. Next, we said that the first number of the stunt is to the left. The second number of the stunt is to the right. We've called 52. That means the number 5 to the left comes through the D gap on his stunt. Number 2 to the right comes through the D gap on his stunt. It is cover 1 in the secondary. Let's take a look at another 2-stunt call from base. We call this base 22, cover 1. Tight end is to the left, strong left. That determines what our defensive line will do. 22 tells us our stunt. Both number 2 strong and number 2 weak stunt, and we're playing a cover 1 behind it. Here's an example of a 2-stunt call from our strong. We call this strong 25, cover 1. Strong tells our defensive line to attack the strong side shade of their man. 25 is the stunt. Number 2 strong and number 5 weak will stunt. We run a cover 1 behind it. Here's an example of a 2-stunt call from our weak package. We call this weak 52, cover 1. It is strong left, so our defensive line will attack the weak side shoulder of the man in front of him. Number 5 strong and number 2 weak come on a stunt, and we play a cover 1 behind them. Here's an example of a 2-stunt call out of pinch. We call this pinch 55, cover 1. The nose attacks the strong side shade of the center. Both defensive ends attack the outside shoulders of the guard. And both 5s are coming on an outside stunt, running cover 1 behind it. That was a quick overview of what we do with the 521 stack. Got any questions? Hey, get a hold of us. Like we said, we don't think we're the experts on it, but we do think that our system is simplistic and yet very versatile.